Secretary General of the ANC, but we're a 113-year-old organization that has shared trenches with the people of Namibia under the leadership of SWAPO. And we found it befitting that today, on behalf of the people of South Africa, the ANC, we're looking forward to a message that's going to be conveyed by
and politically incorrect. We are at the UNISA, where we have just been given a lecture, more like an educational program for us, the young ones. Naledi Pandor, Machine politically incorrect once again. I've got two questions for you, and the first critical one is the similarities between South Africa and, of course, Namibia. The same oppression. They got independent by around 1990. So Uncle Sam, as Tabumbeki calls him, he was fortunate to lead before we did in 1990, and he led a country where the whites had not left. It's a very strategic place that we could have taken an opportunity to learn from. If you were to teach in 3 minutes, to teach a young person in South Africa, living in South Africa, to say what are the lessons we can learn from Namibia as South Africans, what is it?
Well, I think, firstly, the appreciation that the Namibian people have for their leaders who fought the struggle for freedom is very, very important, and also their appreciation of their history. They understand the struggle. For example, when South Africa went to the ICJ with a concern about the genocide against the people of Palestine, one of the first countries to support South Africa was Namibia, because they understood what oppression means. And so it's vital that we also have an understanding that what we enjoy today didn't come for free, that there were stalwarts, freedom fighters, men and women who stood and fought on our behalf and who ensured that eventually we would enjoy freedom.
In South Africa, we currently have a death of female leaders, and when we see your generation leaving the political spectrum, these are the last founding fathers who are leading nations, and when we see you leaving politics, the constant challenge is who then amongst the females in Africa would lead. Can you just paint a picture for us of how difficult in a quagmire are we for us to produce a female leader, whether in a political party or who can lead South Africa? Just paint that picture for us.
Well, I think, it was President Mandela who always said, it's not about the individual, it's about the collective. So there are leaders, there are young people emerging, there are young people in leadership today who will take up the reins of leadership. So we must never focus on individuals as personalities who, if they no longer play a public role, have caused some form of a vacuum. I believe we have many capable leaders in our country, young and some old. What we need is a happy intergenerational mix. We must recognize the strengths of those with experience and the energy brought by those who are young. So I believe that we have a very strong potential for leadership, be it women or men. I hope it will become a woman president one day. In fact, I believe it will happen. And there are so many capable young women in our country who are doing exceptionally well. So we have not disappeared from the public space. We remain there. We are available to provide advice. We should be contributing in whatever forum we can make a contribution in. I don't think because you've left Parliament, you suddenly end living. I think there are contributions that all of us can make, but we have capable, talented young people who I believe are going to make a difference. Remember that there are always phases to a struggle. We got the freedom of civil and political rights. We're now left with a battle of full development and socio-economic empowerment of our people. We want you, young people, to be in control of the economic sectors and to really finally bring the formerly oppressed people into the full breadth of what being in power in a society means.
February 2025, who is more likely to be a female president in South Africa as we speak, with your confidence that you have behind this question?
Well, I think they're fantastic young women. I think someone like Dr. Gwen Ramokgopa stands out for me. There are probably many others that I can't recall now, but she certainly is impressive. Our Minister of Justice also, very energetic, very bright, very sharp. And I'm sure there are many others that I cannot immediately name, but I don't think we should despair. I think our society must recognize that it has talent, and wherever it lies, that talent must be allowed to flourish.
You are regarded as the voice of reason for many throughout your political career. I just want to ask you a last parting shot. Have you forgiven Julius Malema?
Oh, of course, he's a young man, and I don't hold useless grudges, but I do hope that he makes better use of his talent and information base.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pursuing, given, the character that we're seeing.
And then on Mama Naledi Shemai, I was making a political engagement in that interview. It's a political speech. It's a political speak. And I raised her name, and she clarified those things, that she has never been involved in those things and all of that. And she wrote a letter to me to ask for instruction and all of that. And I said, look, it's a political engagement. I respect you so much. And I've accepted the explanation you have given, and I don't intend to pursue that line, because now there is more clarity on what really transpired. And I've sent that letter, and I don't want to engage with her in a public spec. It's one of the respectable former ministers of our country who's at the forefront of fighting the struggles for the total liberation of Palestine. Why do you want to go into confrontation with such a person? So I did not say that to want to negatively impact on her image or anything. I was engaged in a political engagement. And she came back and said, no, but you are wrong. I'm not involved in the way you are describing it. I don't know what you're talking about and all of that, and accepted that. And that's a political engagement. That's how it works. So political speech is protected by the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. And that speech is presented differently from how lectures are presented in lecture halls. So we can't, when we're engaged in political speech, always be threatening each other with letters. I've written back and I said, look, I don't want to fight with the minister. I engaged the way I engaged, and she engaged the way she engaged. I accept clarity, and I don't want to pursue that line of argument. So that's the end of it. If she wants to pursue it, that's her own issue, but I'm not